I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter, and this is
the Family Showdown!
We're here!
Why, hello.
We have arrived.
It's party time. Actually, yeah. You know why? Top 10, baby!
It's the top 10. We made it.
it.
Last two videos were a little rushed. We won't talk about that.
What are you talking about?
We had loaded them like in the last 2 days.
Oh, yeah, that.
But we're at the top 10. Forget about those videos.
Binge watch.
Top
Forget about those.
10.
Watch.
Top 10. Exciting stuff.
The top 10 is now. Hey, Nick.
All right. Happy Valentine's Day to those that celebrate.
Zeros.
For those that don't celebrate, happy February 14th or 15th.
Good grief. Happy day before Lupercalia.
What?
You want to get entertained? Just look it up.
What?
Anyway.
Is that like the origin of Valentine's Day?
No, it's a Roman festival.
Oh.
It's very Roman.
Oh. No one celebrates that stuff. All right, folks. Top 10. It's exciting. So, do we just jump in?
Just dive.
All right. Let's just jump in. Let's do this.
Why not?
Let's do this.
Unless you got something to say.
You got any questions, comments, shenanigans? Throw it in the chat. Here we go. Let's do this. Buttons.
Number 10.
Number 10. All right.
These better be good games.
These games are without exception all epic games. So let's start off with
without exception.
Without exception.
There are no exceptions.
There's no exceptions.
All epic.
They're all epic games.
All right, we will see.
Start with number 10. It dropped for number 4. So let's do a little preamble here.
What?
So remember the way back days, like months ago when I did my intro video, I said that I was bumping up games that had great plays. Okay. And I was punitating games that had poor plays.
This one had a bad play?
This one had a bad play.
A top 10?
I told a story about this. So let me introduce the game, and then I'll mention the story quickly.
That game that...
Western Legends! Western Legends.
Apparently I don't recall this. Was I there?
So we're gonna do story time for Western Legends. Let's do a quick story time. So there I am at Board Game Geek, and I signed up to play Western Legends.
Okay, so I was not there.
So I signed up to play Western Legends, and there was 5 of us. There was one guy that was kind of running the show that was going to teach the game. There's 2 people that have never played before. Me that I've played several times, and then there's another guy. We'll call him that guy, who wandered up and said, "I've played this many times.
Oh, this is the game.
I know all the rules. I'll come back after you do the teach, and we'll jump right in." He's never played the game. He just didn't want to deal with the rules. He's one of those guys that just want to jump in and learn as he goes. And he was continually asking questions. But enough about that nonsense. This is an awesome game. Western Legends, sandbox goodness, which I noticed that someone's been correcting me in the comments. I've been using all these terminologies and not telling them what they are. So sandbox game. It's kind of you can do whatever you want kind of thing. You can go anywhere you want, do whatever you want, however you want. You can be a good guy, you can be a bad guy, you can rob a bank, you can deliver cattle, you can rob trains, you can play poker, you can do all sorts of fun stuff. Sandbox. So it reminds me...
I was about play poker as one of the...
It is. It's one of the
things. No, it's just, in a sandbox game, you don't usually get to play poker. You just made it sound like that's part of a sandbox.
All games.
All the good
sandbox games means you can do. You're kind of open.
I just love the
open with what you can kind of do. You have lots of choices. You can do them in any order, anyhow you want to do them. It's not like you have limited choices. Like not a worker placement game where you got 2 spots. You can put a worker and you do whatever is there. You can do all kinds of things. So if you like Western themed games, this is probably the best. I think it's the best Western themed game. It plays well with more players, I think. You can play it 2 players. It's kind of 2 players, but plays well with more players, especially the players who know the rules. It's even better. So yeah, this one dropped a little bit. It's still hanging out in my top 10. It may go back up. If I have another good play of it, it'll be right back up in the probably my top 5.
We
Somewhere.
need to play that then. Let's play it.
Right now.
Yep. Live play. You guys didn't know what you were getting into tonight.
It was one of my faves. It was really disappointing I had a bad play of it. And really, honestly, if you disclude the going-ons of that one guy, everyone had a great time.
That's awesome.
But that guy. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Western Legends, my number 10.
Lovely.
It was 4 last time, and, reasons.
It's still in your top 10. That says something.
It is in my top 10.
Something. Okay.
All right, folks. Let's move right along. Let's move right along to my number 9. So, basically, the way back time of my number 23, which you may not have watched because it came out a couple of days ago. Way back time, my 23, I said that was an inferior product. We are now arrived at the superior product, and that is Dinosaur World.
Wow, this broke your top 10.
It was my 6th last time. It actually dropped.
Oh, it was. Holy good. Wow, I thought that was all Cult of the New with you. You do love this game.
This is greatness.
Wow.
Imagine Dinosaur Island. Imagine for a moment. Dinosaur Island. A game where you collect DNA and you create dinosaurs and you build a theme park and your people break into your park and do kinds of crazy stuff and security and animals breaking out and killing people and all sorts of craziness.
Hooligans.
Take all that.
Minus the hooligans.
But plus a Jeep. You get to drive around your park. So
only like 2 stores at a time.
In Dinosaur Island, you have a park, but it just sits there. It's very stagnant. It's very, very boring. It's very boring.
Not yours, Mr. I don't do the security.
No, it's very boring. In Dinosaur World, you're hopping in a Jeep and you're driving your guests around to the T-Rex place, or you shop by the gift shop, or maybe go over here to the water show, and all sorts of fun stuff. You get to actually drive around and do stuff. It's great. It adds a whole another aspect to the game. It gives it a physical presence other than just putting tiles and stuff on a board. You're actually building out a park that are tiles, and you're driving your Jeep around to the park. And if you keep going to the same show every time, people get bored with it, and they're like, I've seen a T-Rex show 4 times. This is garbage. I want to see something different. What are you doing?
I'm just looking at my rankings.
You look very judgmental over there.
I might be. See, my Dinosaur World is 28.
Yeah, but your Dinosaur Island is
27.
You like them the same. I definitely like Dinosaur World better. I love them both. They're both great. They both have their place. But if I had my druthers, as the kids say these days, if I had my druthers, I would rather play Dinosaur World.
Did you actually? I want you to come over to the high school and say that and just watch how many kids really are like, yeah, I totally got what you just said then.
Anyway, Dinosaur World, it's awesome. It's a big game. It's got a lot going on, but it's a blast to play. It's fun. I enjoy it. If you know anything about the games I truly love, I like to move around and do stuff and travel. And
this doesn't have a boat.
It has a Jeep. It's almost as good as a boat. I like moving around maps and doing cool stuff like that. I like the tactileness of that, moving things around a board and doing stuff like that. Whereas in Dinosaur Island, you put your dinosaurs in a pen and you're done with them. You can't play with your dinosaurs. You get to play with the little Jeep. You gotta drive them around. Dinosaur World, my number 9.
Let's go.
Number 9. It was 6 last time. Dropped a little bit. Just a little bit. I didn't do number 9. I forgot to do the button. You're helping me.
Number 9.
All right. We know what number 9 was.
What was number 9, hon?
It was Dinosaur. Well, bring it back.
Oh, no, we're good.
Let's do number 8 now. I'm hyped up, man.
You need to hit number 8.
I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped.
Number 8.
This is exciting
Hit number 8.
All right, do number 8.
Number 8.
I'm like fired out of a cannon tonight.
Perfect sense.
Woo! All right,
that
number
was
8.
Such a smooth transition.
All right, number 8. Another dropsy. Man, this section, these guys down here are the dropsy lands. So this
It's your top 10.
So
what is happening?
This is my number 3 last time. It dropped to number 8. Reason is I don't know.
No, wait, that's not number 1 last time.
I'm finding here's the story. Everything has a story because these are epic games.
A guy named Brady. Huh? You said here's the story. I had caffeine too today.
Who invited her? All right. So I'm finding. So originally I liked this game because it's like the Euro version of an 18xx game.
No, I'm just kidding. That's actually cool. I'm just
so it takes all the trains out, and takes the tracks out, and just gives you the building a business and creating products and selling the products and the whole stock and all that good stuff's going on, right?
Yes.
I find that I missed the trains a little bit.
Did you really?
Yeah, I kind of missed the trains a little bit.
Enough that it slipped, but still in your top 10.
I still love it. It's still one of my all-time favorites. I'm talking about the City of the Big Shoulders. City of the Big Shoulders. So this is a
stormy, husky,
heavy Euro version of basically, like I said, 18XX. You just take the map out and the trains out. And now you're just producing products. You're producing shoes or whatever, boring products. You're producing generic 1800s, early 1900s. I don't know products. And you're running a business, but it has the same feeling as an 18XX game because you control a business. You have separate funds, you have your personal money, and you have the business has their own money, which is part of an 18XX game. It teaches you, it's kind of almost like training for an 18XX game. But But it's so heavy, it's not like it's like an easy route into an 18XX
Your
game.
first trip to the 18XX world.
But what's interesting in here is it does have a section in the rule book that explains how it relates to an 18XX game.
No, I didn't realize that. That's really cool.
So it's if you want a Euro version of that, it's still mean. It's still got competition. It's got
but you're not like stealing and destroying things like.
Well, you can steal, like you can jump someone ahead of someone selling products and things like that.
Yeah, but that's very passive, I guess I would say, as opposed to.
It's pretty mean. We play kind of nice.
That's true.
I played this with some not so nice people.
Yeah.
They're nice people. They just aren't playing very nice.
Nice people that did not. This is great.
They're playing mean. They're not.
Was it you?
They got a mean streak. I don't know what I'm saying. This game can be pretty mean. It's just like an 18XX can be mean. There's very much a competition thing. So if I'm producing shoes and Rebecca's producing shoes and she gets to sell first, then I may not potentially get to sell all my products, which is there's a little bit of that going on.
Right. Sarah's. What's
that?
Sarah's is like, hey now, I am too nice.
City of the Big Shoulders.
Or are you too
It was
nice?
my number 3. It was 2, 3, and now 8.
Wow, you hate it.
I
can't believe it.
It's horrible.
No, I mean, legitimately though, I keep giving it crap, but no, this is a really good game, and if you're not quite up for all of the train
I think someone
stuff,
in chat agrees with Dinosaur Island's a better game.
What? Who?
Mr. the Dark Tater.
Go Tater! Alright, but yeah, like, I don't know, there's something about this that it was really cool, because especially if the extra trains and all that, and the rusting and all that stuff kind of throws you for a loop, it's kind of nice to just take that aspect from it and just work on the business.
It really teaches you the whole personal money, business money, which was a concept that you don't really have in a lot of games. A lot of games, your money's your money, right? And
I'm not used to that, yeah.
And the business money helps you run the business, but it doesn't win you the game. Your personal money is what wins you the game, which is very 18XX.
Like this and Cheesecake, I think, like, you're ready to go. Like, you're ready to hit the 18XX world. Just guns a-blazing if you got these down, I think. I don't know.
Yep.
It's good stuffs. Good
stuff.
That's a solid game. I mean, it's not like my shtick usually, but it's a good game and I would play it.
Yeah, sure.
For sure.
I'm going to remember to push the button this time.
Hey, what do you know?
Number 7.
All right, number 7. Number 7 was my 7 last time. Holding strong.
Let's go.
I would call it heroic. How it's staying at number 7.
Gross.
That is Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea.
This is another monster. What is with the... Wow. I forgot how light this is after
that's just an expansion.
Oh, that's why. I was
Most of it's in the other box. The heavy box is over there. I got the light one.
Okay. Well, after having... what was that? Terraforming Mars and all the monster boxes.
That box is heavy, the other one.
Okay.
This is kind of what wouldn't fit in the other box.
Well, it's refreshing to have a smaller box that is light for a change. It's funny.
So Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. This is 18XX. Not 18XX. 4X game. Man, I'm all...
There are so many X's in this game.
It has 18 X's. It's a 4X game. It's fantasy themed. It's very much reminiscent for me of real-time strategy games, where you start out in your little capital city and you go out and you build your little guys out, workers out to get you resources. You're building up your armies. You're getting better skill and getting better skills and stuff. Eventually, you're going to break out and start beating some heads. So it's we've got like 10, 12 different factions, something like that.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount.
It plays up to 8. I think we don't have enough. I'm not sure if we have enough to do 8. We may have enough to do 7, but
It doesn't matter. I don't think I've ever wanted to play that big of a game.
It's an awesome game.
Right.
It really has a lot I like in games. I like the whole starting out small, leveling up your people, getting new skills, spreading out on a map. Back with the map thing. Spreading out on a map, taking over areas. That whole eventually you're gonna it's the limited space, right? Eventually you're gonna start running into people in the fight. Do I fight? Do I not fight? Do we kind of just
we fight.
We fight. You pick and choose where we want to fight, and it's cool because it has a lot. It's a map. It's kind of like if you've ever played Kemet. There's a lot of adjacency, so it's easy to interact with all the players the way the map is designed. There's a lot of, I go south and now the map wraps around and I'm attacking someone that's on the other side of the board, right? Or I go out the side, it's very much like a globe in a way. You go out the right side, you're attacking someone on the left side, that sort of thing. So people are kind of all together. It's easy to interact with the other players in terms of fighting and stuff like that.
I really like the asymmetrical powers in this too. I think they're really cool.
It's extremely, so everyone has I think 5 special characters. So you have like a priest, a shaman or a priest, and then you have a warrior, and then you have a leader, and then you have a boat, and you have an airship. And everyone's stuff has a list of skills for those things that are completely different. And how those powers interact with each other is very interesting. So I just like this game so much. It's so fun.
It is really.
It's really, and there's lots of different ways to play. Do you go aggressive and attack people? Do you kind of hole up and skill up your guys and kind of build up your army? And you can get points for doing all kinds of different things, controlling areas, leveling up your people, building towers, upgrading your capital. There's lots of different ways that you score points in this game. It's not like a risk game where someone has to conquer to win. It's there's lots of different ways. It's Euro-y in the fact of there's lots of different point salad ways to score points in this game. But a lot of the game is controlling areas, gives you lots of points. So.
Yeah, you guys know I'm not usually a huge area control person and stuff, but it's fun to play for something different. And again, the factions and their different special powers and all that are really awesome. I'm a huge fan. So
Rebecca is going to get the dog in, and we'll move on to my number 6. You are.
All right, fine. I hit my knee on the chair.
Let's move on.
Number 6.
Come along, little doggy.
Rebecca's gone. She left.
Poof! I'm gone.
All right, let's move on to my number 6. This is the one new game on my top 10. A new game in my top 10.
A new game. Tell us.
What could it be?
Do tell.
You are a fan of the show.
I am.
You would know what what game would be in my top 10 that's new because it's my favorite game from last year.
Oh, I know what it is.
It is
Without
my favorite game from last year. It crushed.
I'm shocked it's this
Merchants
low.
and Marauders, which is not even on my top 100 anymore, I don't think. And that is Dead Reckoning.
I can't believe this is not your number 2.
Dead Reckoning.
I can't believe this is so low.
You'll be shocked that it's not my number 2.
That's right. Your clickbait is going to be, you'll be shocked at this number.
Dead Reckoning. Oh my gosh, this was a pleasant surprise. I kind of just really honestly got this mostly for Rebecca in a lot of ways because she likes the card crafting system and Mystic Vale, and she's always been looking for something to play that has that card crafting. They came out with a fantasy.
Did you say crap card crafting?
Card crafting.
Oh, you were
card crafting?
No, the way you said it, you misspoke and fixed it. It just sounded like you were making fun of my card crafting, and I was like, how dare.
Anyway, Dead Reckoning. So basically, Rebecca's been looking for a game with card crafting that isn't Mystic Vale. She wants like something else. Mystic Vale's kind of bare bones. It's kind of a deck building, card crafting. It's kind of minimalistic in that sense.
Yeah, I mean,
she wanted something that had some meat to it. There was a fantasy game that came out a while back that didn't look very good, and it kind of came and went. I can't even remember what the name of it was. So we didn't get involved in that. Now I saw this one coming out and thought, pirate game. We hardly play our other pirate game anymore. Merchants and Marauders rarely hits the table. It's like, pirate game and card crafting. All right, let's do it. Wow.
He likes it more than me.
Wow.
And where did I put it?
It is so good.
It's my 11.
It is so good. We're currently working our way through the campaign, I guess. What is it called? Salt and Thunder or whatever that's a little. It's like
Love and Thunder?
It's like a little mini campaign that you mix into the game. It gives you new cards and stuff.
Really
When you're done, it adds stuff to the game, so it's not like a legacy or a campaign or anything. It kind of introduces
Salt and Sea Dogs.
It introduces new material and stuff that you can put in your game, which we're a good chunk of. We're probably halfway through that.
Yeah, that's really fun. Actually.
Yeah, we gotta. It's actually setting out so that we can easily access it, so that we can finish up. So that's exciting. I just love it. It's a pirate theme, card crafting. You're going out. You basically start with a very bare bones crew with not a lot of skills and a ship, and you go out and explore islands. You take control of islands. You build buildings on those islands. You upgrade your crew, and you do that by the card crafting. So you go to an island. You purchase a little card thing to insert into your crew, and they get more skills. You level up your crew. Every turn, you level up one of your guys. So your guys are constantly getting better and better and more powerful, and the game has a nice little arc because of that, because your crew gets more powerful, your ship gets more powerful, you start controlling islands and things. I mean, it's got a good leveling up. You start out really, really low and not with a lot of stuff, and towards the end you got like level 4 guys, which are really powerful, and you got all these islands, and your ship has like cannons and more storage and all 5 sails that's flying all over the board. It's really cool, and it's got an achievement system, which I love. So basically, if you've ever played Side, they have these little kind of thank goals you're trying to shoot for. This has the very, very same thing where there's like get 30 money or build 3 or 4 buildings. I don't know what they all are, but there's all these different achievements you can complete, which give you victory points. This is a victory point game. Again, this is not a conquer your players or destroy everyone kind of game. It's victory points. And you get a lot of victory points for reaching those achievements. It's also the in-game trigger is when a certain person gets so many of those, which is cool. I just love this game. It's really. I was pleasantly surprised. Like I said, it was about 70% for Rebecca and 30% because hey, it's pirates.
Yar.
And it turned out I love it.
Oh my gosh.
If it has any potential, it's to go up, not down.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree completely. I would not be surprised if this cracks my top 10 next year. And it's funny. I'm glad you mentioned the points achievements thing that is like Scythe, because that was something that I really honed in on the last time we played this, and it was so much fun because I float around and explore everything because I'm like, I get distracted by shiny things and I'm like, oh, I wonder what it'd be like to do blah, blah, blah. And this time I leveled up my captain who had a whole bunch of cannon, and I like went after all the cannon stuff, and I got really aggressive, and it was a lot of fun because then Hunter was like staying away from me because
she was like playing hunter style. I was the merchant.
I might think like auto fired at you or something.
She had some big giant. She had this big behemoth tank rolling around the seas. It was crazy.
It was fun.
Like I made it like I'm never close to her.
You did. He avoided me after that the whole time. It was so much fun because usually I'm like la 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 la, and he sneaks up and is like ha ha ha, pow pow pow, and like steals all the stuff.
Right.
It was good.
Coraloo, I think it was Coraloo asked about the tower. We love the tower.
Oh, the tower is fantastic.
It's very.
It's hilarious.
It's very sudden. It's like boom. Ooh, what happened?
Yeah. It's very dramatic.
Yeah, it is. And you dropping the cubes in. It's really cool. We enjoy the tower. If you bought the Kickstarter, you have 2 different versions. You have a ghost ship and the regular ship, and I love it. I think it's interesting.
It's been a lot of fun.
It's kind of it's deterministic in terms of it's just a one thing. You're not like rolling dice, see what happens, roll more dice. This is drop some cubes. Occasionally you'll drop more cubes if certain things happen, but usually you'll drop more cubes.
And I feel like I have just as much chance than if we were rolling dice. I mean, the cubes, and it happens to like, I don't know, there's really interesting things on there because sometimes you can get random treasure or, oh, look, you did some extra defense that you probably would not have even had on your ship. Like, there's some really cool things.
And even if you lose, you probably can get some loot out of it.
Get something, yeah. Right. Because of where the little chips land and everything. And I just, oh, man.
So,
I think it's fun.
Is it a long, epic game? I think for us, it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
It says 120 minutes.
For us, it's about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's about an hour and a half for us. It's kind of what am I looking for? It's not a certain number of rounds. So if people aren't going for those achievements, it can be longer. But if everyone focuses in and go, okay, I want to get that achievement, and I'm going to work on that one, and I'm going to work on that one, it'll trigger the game quicker. Yeah, depends on how much people are focusing on those achievements. Some you just get naturally through playing the game. Other ones you have to go out of your way to try to do.
Well, like the one was like, one of the ones in the last game we played was you had to have a certain number of players level 4. Right. Well, first of all, you get to level up somebody every round when you start your turn. So if you luck out enough, especially early game, you don't have very many cards. Pick the same person to level up.
Right.
You can like speed through that. And that's one of the things I did this last game. Is instead of spreading the love, I picked like a few and like super powered them. And so I got that achievement really fast, and it helped kind of ramp things up for me, just the way it worked. And it's just how it worked out that particular game, because it seems like with the achievements and everything else, like it's different every time too. And it's just, it's so happy goodness.
So Carl Lou asked for the story element, no. But you can add, there's little mini expansions that you can add. That's what we're talking about. They're kind of little mini campaigns, and it adds a story to the game.
Yeah, it was fun.
If you play with just the base game without any of those expansions, there's no story other than what you make of your own, right?
Of course.
But if you play with like I said, we're working through the 2 campaigns. They're called sagas. I think there's 2, and there's more coming out. It's like a little mini 3 or 4 game camp story. So
yeah, and so far we're having a ball with it. So
all right, that's my number 6, new to the list. Dead Reckoning. Both of our favorite game from last year.
Yeah, that was a win.
All right, let's move
Big
on.
Win.
Gotta push the little button. I remember this time.
Hey, look at you.
I did push number 6. I don't know.
Number 5.
I think you did because push number 6 because I think I had to let Lady in.
Oh, that's right.
I think you did push.
Oh man, I'm all
I know.
hyped. I love these games. These are my favorite games, so I'm all psyched. So this one will make Rebecca happy. So this one used to be hovering around top of my list. So 2015 it was 5, then 8, then 8, then 5. And then it started dropping 10, 15, and then 12. But it's back, baby. Back in my top 5. Who says I don't love me some Star Trek?
Yo, let's go. Okay.
Captains.
Oh, okay.
Star Trek Fleet Captains.
Hide your face. Hide my face.
Oh my gosh! So we played this recently, and it was such a fun play. I mean, it was chaos. Crazy stuff happening and weird rolls, and it was just laugh out loud. Rebecca was annihilating me. She never does that. She was blowing up my ship left and right. And I'm like, what is going on, Rebecca? She's like, I'm gonna go here and do some science. I'm gonna go here and do some exploration. I'm gonna do these little things over here. No, she's like, coming at me, nuking my ships. She was the Federation, and she was nuking my big Klingon battle cruisers were getting annihilated. I'm like, what is going on right now? And it was a blast. It was such a great play. And like I said a little earlier, I'm giving
insulting me in Klingon.
No, I'm giving bumps to games that
we have good plays.
That have good plays, and that was maybe one of our best plays.
It was pretty funny.
And I just got annihilated. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
What? She was just getting these crazy rolls.
I was actually getting crazy.
All sorts of stuff was happening. She was getting the right cards. It was so funny. And finally, right at the end, I was like, I'm getting my revenge. And I just made a fleet and just went after one of her ships. But I did blow her up, but she ended up winning the game because she was doing science and stuff while I was rebuilding.
I think I had a special thing that I had a weird secret mission or something you helped me achieve in that battle somehow. I don't remember, but...
So Star Trek Fleet Captains is, it's not really a 4X game, but you do go out and explore. You have these big giant ships. You're going out, you're doing science missions, you're beaming people down to planets, you're building space stations, you're having all these weird random encounters. So basically, all the encounters that you have in the game are episodes from the shows. So this kind of mishmashes the worlds together. So you have Next Gen and original series and Voyager and Deep Space Nine, all that stuff's kind of just mushed together like they all were on at the same time. Which you got to kind of suspend your disbelief. I think it's great because you can have Picard with Spock with Geordi on the same ship. You're like, what is going on right now? And they're all on the Defiant, which is like, what?
Yeah, the Defiant kicks some butt sometimes. So, I'm just saying.
So this is
look at these.
Yeah, we got nice little painted. We were gifted a painted set, which is awesome. It's just a great. If you love Star Trek, if you can hunt this one down, I know it's probably crazy out of print.
Or heck, just play it at a convention.
Yeah,
this is a good one to play because it's not super long.
It is, yeah, and you can determine how long you want the game to be. So basically, you build your map. You have some liberties on how you build your map, and the bigger the map is, the longer the game's going to be. So you have to score a certain number of points based on how many tiles you place out. If you want a short game, just put put a handful of tiles out. If you want an epic game, you put 50 tiles out and play for 30 hours, however you want to do it, right? Yeah, you have complete freedom on how to play. So
I like the fact that you've got, like, I forget, there's like 12 decks in here or some ridiculous number.
Each faction has a certain number of decks.
Yeah, so before the game starts, you get to go through and pick 4 decks to put together. So you can kind of decide, do I want to have a super combative ship? So you pick the decks that have a lot of aggressive stuff and things to protect you while you're firing it at them and stuff, or super science-y ones and stuff. The Federation one varies kind of wildly because of that. But then the Klingons got different tactics and a lot of attack. Attack. But they've got stealth, because they've got the cloaking device. So there's some cloaking decks in here and stuff like that. And like there's all these different specialties and stuff. So part of it, the fun of like messing with each other too. Yeah, I'm playing the Federation, but you don't know which way I'm going to play the Federation each time. I mean, they kind of have that reputation for going for science and calm missions, but you don't have to play it that way. So,
all right. We had a great play.
It was fun,
and I joke a lot about winning and losing, but I get joy. If people are having fun and I'm at the table with them, I'm having fun.
Yeah, so, we had a lot of fun. We were smack talking.
So Rebecca it was like a chain of unfortunate events with me. It was like my ship's blowing up and weird encounters blowing my ships up, and it's like, oh, this is crazy. And it was so much fun. So that's why it bumped up. It went from my number 12 back up to my top 5. It's back, baby.
Yeah.
It's back, baby.
Yeah. Oh, so the difference between fleet captains and ascendancy.
It's kind of, this one's kind of, like one is micro and one's kind of macro, if that makes sense. So this one is kind of zoomed in. You're at the like, person level, right? So basically you have different, you're putting crew on your ships and you're doing these things that had to do with episodes and you're exploring little areas and things like that. Whereas Ascendancy is kind of pulled back to like the fleet level. So it's like you have big ships that are flying around and attacking each other. You don't have crew, but you're doing...
Yeah, but you have all the little minis of the ships. But they all look the same.
But they're really just like troops, right? So it's more of a dudes on a map kind of game where you have lots of ships flying around, you're conquering planets. There's some resource management. There's like no resources in this one. This is a completely different style of game. That one's more kind of 4X. You're going out, you're conquering planets, you're getting resources, you're building up your troops, you're doing technologies. It's more, that one's more 4X, and this one's more a skirmish game, maybe?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's very episodic too, because you go to explore the planets, and then you have like an incident on the planet. It's very much like an episode of the Star Trek, because you'll recognize, especially if you watched especially the original series, a lot of the events that happen on these planets are from like the plots of the original series and stuff. It's so cool, and you're focused on the individual crewmates. Right. Like it's much more, like you said, zoomed in on the minutia of the Star Trek films. So
Michael kind of has it right. It's tactical versus strategic.
There you go. Yeah, for sure.
One's pulled back, and it's more building up your fleet, and you're going out and exploring and attacking each other and getting technologies. This one, you start out with all your ships that you start with. You're not building up at all. You're just going out and exploring, encountering things, interacting with each other. The other ones very much start small, build and grow, and get more resources and get more planets and things like that. So very Drogor's kind of right. Yeah. It's rebellion versus imperial assault.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Yeah,
very much so.
Yeah, kind of like that.
So A, Corlu's worried because now you're wearing a red shirt. And B, I saw the other.
It's Valentine's Day, red for Valentine's Day.
Oh, Zaris asked, don't think it'd be y'all's thing, but have you ever played Starfleet Battles?
No. We looked at it a little bit, but we haven't done it. I don't think Rebecca would be. That was more of a war game.
Oh, okay. But it's Star Trek. Is it like Wolf 359 kind of thing? Because is it historical Star Trek battles?
If I remember Fleet Battles, it's like the little chits, like a war game, right? And you're going out, and it's like a big map, and it's very much a war game. If I remember correctly, if I remember the game correctly. Someone offered to play with me one time, and I looked at the rules, and I'm like, maybe. So.
If it's historical Starfleet Battles,
I don't know.
I might be into that because I like that.
All right, let's move on to my number 4. Let's push the button.
You gotta think about that one.
Gotta find the button. Push the button. It's right here.
Number 4.
All right, number 4. Top 4, baby. This was my number 5 last time. It's moved up, and because, again, another great play. And this is also my best bud's probably favorite game. If I had to guess. If I had my druthers.
Oh my gosh.
If I had to guess, it would be his favorite game. This is every time we say, hey, you want to come over and play a game? He says, we've got to play Zaya. Legends of a Drift System.
Truth. Oh, jeez. Oh, but the back matches. Look at
Zaya
that.
Legends of a Drift System. It was my 5 last time. It moved up.
I was going to say, it's got to be high up.
4.
It's got to be high up.
Again, this is another one good. I would say good play. It was a good play for me because I just annihilated Rebecca and my bud at this game. I scored 20 points. I think they might have had 5 points, maybe 6.
It wasn't that
It
bad.
was pretty bad.
It was probably pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
Because they were messing with each other a lot, and I was just I pulled a Rebecca. I was like doing my own thing.
Yeah, I got hosed. I was trying to do my merchant thing, but the planets all came in crummy, and you guys hosed up the warp tunnel. So my nice merchant traveling system got broken. They put the warp things next to each other, so it was useless. And if you know how the game goes, you lay out some of the tiles in the beginning of the game.
Right.
Yeah, that was messed up. I'm just saying.
Anyway,
don't like
Zaya,
don't like people.
we talked about sandbox game
Meme.
back at Western Legends. This is a space version of that, where you can do whatever you want. You can be a merchant. You can be a pirate and go out and attack people. You can do exploration. You can go out and mine minerals and deliver them. You can do all sorts of things. It's just kind of your choice of what you want to do. You have these ships that are have like almost like Tetris puzzles. So you basically buying equipment. You're buying guns and shields and
Better
engines
engine, yeah.
and all sorts of stuff. But the thing is, the bigger your engine is, the bigger the engine is. So it takes up space in your ship. So if you have a little tiny ship that you start out with, you can upgrade your ship as you go along. And you can buy a big engine. You're putting your engine in, and that's all you got. You're out of space.
I mean, you get stuff done quickly.
You need space for engines, and you can buy missiles, and you can buy extra storage space for cargo. You can buy...
you can buy a new ship.
You can buy a new ship. You upgrade your ship. So you start with a level 1 ship. You can go to level 2, level 3 ship.
What am I doing?
But this is a race for victory points. So you're trying to get a certain number of points, and this is another game where you can determine how many points you want to go to. Well, like fleet captains, we want to play a quick game. Let's go to 10 points. We want to play an epic game. Let's go for 20 points. And you get points in various ways. Delivering goods gets you points. It's kind of sandboxy. Delivering goods, doing exploration, completing missions, all sorts of things can get you those points that you're trying to race for. Yeah, it's a good one. It's amazing. The game came with pre-painted miniatures. It looks like a Kickstarter. Well, it is a Kickstarter, but we didn't get it on a Kickstarter. But it's got a Kickstarter production. All of the games are the same. They all have amazing production. We have a insert. We bought a Meeple Realty insert to put all the good stuff in.
We have a man down. Somebody needs glued.
Who needs glue?
The little ship is not sitting on its little thingy. But and these are the comets. These crack.
Well, we got the expansion.
So these are the little icy comet things, and these things stink because there's different like hazards in the game and stuff. But these little buggers, you get hit by them, and it puts ice in your ship, and it just keeps growing and growing until you go and get it all cleaned out and stuff. It's just I love all the different features.
Nathan asked why you're not my best bud. She's clearly not a bud. She's a budette.
A budette? That sounds like a butthead. I'm
my
watching
best
you.
friend.
Oh, look at you. My friend.
But she's definitely not a bud.
You're not my bud?
Maybe a dude, but she's not a bud.
You're a dork. That's what you are.
Alright, so anyway, this is it's awesome. It's an epic game. All kinds of craziness happens.
It's so much fun.
You get these little achievements when you complete, like they have these like superstar achievements that you can complete to give you a superpower. It has metal coins. It has all sorts of fun stuff.
Plus the engine sizes. You could start out with some really crummy ones, or eventually you get the good stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but
it
so much fun.
is very random. There's with the expansion, there's lots of ways to mitigate that randomness, but you can almost choose how much randomness you want. Yeah. Are you going to do mining, which is very risky? Are you going to fly through shields, which is extremely risky? Are you going exploring without scanning ahead of you, which is very risky? It's your choice. Risk mitigation. So, Zaya, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, And you guys know I'm not crazy about the whole dice thing, but this game works with it so beautifully. It's so pretty. Good game. Good pick.
She thought I said a bidet.
Bidet.
I said bud-et, as in the female version of a bud. Bud-et. Bidet.
Yeah, I'm... Technical difficulties coming your way.
That was my number 4. It was 5 last time. Zaya, Legends of the Drift System.
The longest titled game ever.
Just Zaya.
It's just Zaya. It's true. It's true. It's just Zaya.
Number 3.
Number 3. It was my number 2 last time. It's number 3 this time.
What happened? This is drama.
Number 3 is now... Number 2 is now number 3. For those that paid attention last year, I don't know.
Corley knows. I can sense
Corley
it.
probably does.
I can sense it.
It is Twilight Imperium.
It dropped a spot.
It did. It dropped a spot. A spot. A spot. Dropped a spot. Twilight Imperium, 4th edition. Epicness. So, a lot of these games are talking about sandbox games and stuff like that. This is 4X in a box. It's got all the greatness. It's a lot like what game? It's a lot like Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. It's a fantasy version of this game. This is in space, but you're going out and exploring, controlling planets, you're attacking each other, you're voting on laws, you're negotiating, you're trading, you're betraying each other. I'm never gonna let you live that down. My worst betrayal in a board game ever was
the best betrayal.
Was in this game.
Was the best
by my best friend. Anyway, Twilight Imperium.
Whatever.
It's epic. We've played this game with probably every player count. 3, 4, 5, 6. We played with all the player counts. No, it doesn't play so.
Are you sure?
I don't think so. All right, so we played it with all the player counts. It's good with all. I prefer with a little more, but 3 is pretty good. I'd probably say 4 or 5 or 6. Any of them's good.
It's pretty.
Depending on
awesome.
how long you want to do it, because it's long. I would say it's probably 5 to 8 hours, depending on the number of players and how quickly you're playing. Oh, yeah.
But that's much streamlined compared to the third
first time we played
edition. And
one time we played with 6 players. 3rd edition, it took 10 hours.
At least.
Yeah.
It seems like it was longer. But now, I mean, we did break for meals, but not that long.
But it is an epic game. It is an experience. There's a
Streamlined is
story.
good.
Every time you play this, there's a story about something that happened.
Like my
in the
betrayal.
Game. Oh my gosh.
Hey, if I
The
finally...
one time I trusted you.
I finally decided to play that betrayal card, and I made it count.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
You betray me every game. I did one time.
I am innocent and sweet in these games.
That is a... That's a load.
Anyway.
That's what they call a load.
If you like these kind of games with attacking and fighting and stuff like that, you kind of owe it to yourself in a way, I think, to sit down one time and give this a shot.
Absolutely. It's very fun.
Because it is epic. I mean,
it's an experience.
I was really hesitant to play it for the longest time, and I finally said, okay, we're going to try this one time, and I was hooked. I mean, within the first round or two of the game, I'm like, I'm hooked. Mm-hmm. It's just an experience. A lot of games, you come out of the games and you might talk about, oh, remember that one move I did or whatever. This one has like story arcs.
Story arcs.
Come out like, I can't believe you came over and did that, and then Rebecca did this thing over here, and I can't believe we passed that law and it caused me to do this. And it's just like, this is the kind of game where after you stand up from the game, you're still talking 2 hours.
Oh, we talk about
2 hours later. You're still talking about the stuff that happened in the game. It's awesome. This one you could kind of, to a certain degree, you can vary the length if you want. I don't really suggest it too much, but you can do 10, 11, 12 points, or
lightning.
You could, if you want to do a learning game, go to 6 or 7 points. I wouldn't suggest doing that all the time, but for your first game, if you want to get it over quickly and kind of get a taste of it, you can go for less points, because it is a race to points. You have to achieve certain objectives to get points.
A race for the galaxy.
And once someone achieves the goal point, the goal number of points, that triggers the end of the game, and whoever has the most points when that round ends wins. So
it is one of the very few games that you're going to get excited about passing laws. I mean, this isn't like watching the Star Wars thing where they're like floating around going, and you're like, oh, kill me.
Because they have a very dramatic effect on the game.
Yeah, they do. They affect everything, and sometimes they affect you so directly, and you're like, everyone's like, oh, I don't want this one to pass, blah, 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 and y'all are like, boo, and then someone's like, I passed it. And why? Why'd you do that? You know, I mean, just
and you're like...
Yeah, and then fight. I mean, it's just fantastic. I mean, there's so much stuff that just can go crazy in this game. Fantastic.
You played this in 2.5 hours with 8 players? What are we talking about? That can't be Twilight Imperium.
I think that was the Inscription, right?
Inscription. Okay, that can't be Twilight Imperium. That's crazy.
I think that's what Tater was saying earlier. We have not played that yet. I don't know.
The colors is like blind. I have to wear sunglasses to play Twilight Inscription because it's like neon 80s psychedelic colors.
Yeah. So, peace is good, war is glorious. I don't even remember what does it have on the magnificent peace, glorious war.
Magnificent peace, glorious war.
Yeah.
Tyler, you created an Inscription.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. We're done. No, we're not done. Just kidding. That's it. We're done. We're done with this one.
We're done with the whole thing?
No.
This was your number 1?
Yeah.
Whoa, that went quickly.
No, it wasn't. No, does the back of the box not match?
No, it doesn't, and they noticed.
They noticed! I don't even look.
They noticed!
I don't even look.
Yes! I could call Lou. I hope you were sitting down.
I fill the box, the bottom of the box, and I just put the lid on. I don't even look.
Sometimes he fills the lid.
I bet if you go through,
grumble, he grabs the bottom of the box, dumps it in, and that's why.
I bet if you go through all our games, 50% are facing the wrong way.
Ooh, that sounds like a coin toss kind of thing.
Well, actually, it depends on the box. So a box like this is 50-50. On a square box, it's 25% that it'll be right. Oh,
jeez, here we go.
Because it can go in 4
different
directions.
Go.
This one only has 2 ways it can go, right? Twilight Imperium, 4th edition, my number 3 game of all time.
Can't imagine.
All right, push the button.
I'm gonna break my toe.
Push the button.
Number 2.
Oh, numero dos.
Number 2. So we way back time of City of the Big Shoulders.
That was so long ago. I don't even remember.
My number 8. Spoilers. If you jumped ahead. I said that I prefer the little trains.
You did say
and
that.
the little tracks.
You like this game that much?
18 Chesapeake.
You like 18 Cheesecake that
Oh my
much,
goodness.
you guys.
So here's the scoop, folks. Here's the scoop. Here's the scoop. This is my number 8 last time. It bumped up to number 2 because this may have been, other than my plays with my lovely wife, this may have been my best play of last year.
That was good kissing up. I
was 18 Chesapeake. I had an amazing time. Like, it was so much fun. I played it at Board Game Geek Con, and the person who's running the whole 18xx that meetup thing was running this game. I signed up for it. There was 3 new players and me and the other guy. And the new players were just, they had that like, this is so amazing. So I mean, I was like a leech siphoning off their happiness because they were like, this is the best thing because they hadn't even played an 18xx game before.
Oh, okay.
They played heavy games before, but they never played an 18xx. And they were just getting so much joy out of it, and I was having so much joy. And then about midway through the game, it clicked. It's like, we can be mean to each other. And then it got cutthroat. Everybody was talking smack.
That's fantastic.
It was just an amazing play.
That's fantastic.
It was so much fun. I literally walked out of that game, and it was pretty early on in the convention. I'm like, my con's complete. I'm done. Because it was was an amazing experience. It was awesome. I've played one of the people I played with. I played games with them before. Yeah. Had an amazing time. It was just a great experience. I love 18xx games. There's several that are peppered throughout my list.
Yep.
This is by far my favorite because for multiple reasons. It is one of the lighter ones. It's one of the quicker ones to play. Mm-hmm. Not so quick like 810 Mississippi, which I mentioned. 42.
Yeah.
It's not that quick. You do have you do feel like you're building up, you're doing stuff, but it's done in 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours, which for an 18x game,
you're flying.
It's crazy fast.
I mean,
it was just an amazing play, an amazing experience. It's one of my favorite games. contrasting that to like Western Legends, the play wasn't as well at Board Game Geek, didn't go as well, and so it got punished a little bit. This one, I walked out of that game and I was just happy. I was like,
awesome.
I don't need to play anything else. I'm good. My convention's set. It was just a great experience.
That's amazing.
And I have to give it props because if it's a vehicle for that much enjoyment, it's got to be a great game. So there you have it.
Truth.
18XX.
Yeah, and somebody was saying, hey,
cheesecake.
I'm not sure if I want to try these. Trying these games online is great because it helps you keep track of your money. It helps you keep track of where you can and can't go when you're setting
You can't place tiles in the wrong place.
It
You can't.
really helps you with that. And so, I will play cheesecake. I keep saying that now. I'll play cheesecake on the table, but I think all the other 18XX games, I prefer playing them online because of that. I mean, it's so nice. It just takes a lot of that, and it saves you time ultimately doing that too, I think, to be able to see.
City Big Shoulders is not an 18XX game. It has pieces of an 18XX game built into it. It's more of a heavy Euro game it's more of a heavy economic. I wouldn't call it a Euro game in some sense, but it's got way too much player interaction. You take the 18XX game, throw out the trains and the track and the building out of a map, and change over to like an economic, like a business, like making shoes or making whatever. I don't remember what all the products are. Making a product of some kind, selling it. So there's competition with other companies and buying and selling. You get that same feeling, and you have the business. You have like an 18XX. You have your business that you're running, and they have their own funds, and you have your personal money off to the side. It does that in Big Shoulder. So it has a lot of aspects for it. It's definitely not an 18XX game. You need trains and tracks and stops and all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah. Anyway, for those that are in the chat that are thinking, no, I might want to try an 18XX one time, what you need to do is you go to 18xx.games and play 18 Mississippi is what you need to do. That's the best. That 18 Mississippi is by far the best introductory game.
Or cheesecake.
It is. That one's probably the next step, but Mississippi is the way to go if you want to learn a game because it's really quick. It plays well with 2 players, so you only need one other victim to play with you to be able to play. This one plays 2 players as well. Another reason I like it.
It plays great 2-player actually.
Rick and I can play this game.
We have a lot of fun with it. So true or false, 18XX is just an overcomplication of Monopoly.
Oh my gosh. Who said Corley, you're fired. Those wacky Canadians. And they're what is it? What's the new Canadian commercial that's showing the maple leaf? Oh yeah, maple leaf. You probably don't see it in Canada. Go on maple leaf. It's in Canada. I'd love to go on maple leaf. Oh my gosh. Yes. All right, that's it for that. Is Carnegie not an 18? No, Carnegie is not an 18XX game. Nope. And does this take place in the year 18? Sure, Nathan. Most of them do. Yes. 18 something. Yeah. We'll put it that way. Where? He said in the year 18. He's being smart. No, in the year 18 now. In the year of 18. Is true or false, 18XX is less exciting than 18X. Oh, dear. I can't even follow you guys. What is this blasphemy about maple leaves? What? Julio. Maple leaves. Maple leaves. No, it's maple leave, like going maple leave, going like holiday. Going on leave. I liked it. It was Speaking really of maple cool. leave, it's time for the last. I don't know what that means. Drum roll. I want to.
Number 1.
Cut Rebecca off.
You did cut me off. I'm listening for you guys to make the drum roll. The drum roll noises of non-surprise.
If you're following along at home, you know what game hasn't been mentioned yet. It's been my number 1 now for 7 years in a row.
Wow! It's been that long?
And it is
massively awesome.
War of the Ring.
Number 1, Pandemic.
War of the Ring.
Love it.
I don't know what more I can say about this game. You
can't say anything else except that it's so good.
It's the best game ever made. You will have to brainwash me or
fight you
or fight me. I don't know if you fight. Yeah, maybe fight me. I love this game. It's amazing. It is awesome. It is like I said. All my top 10 pretty much are all about epic experiences. It's about stories. I'm boring.
What?
7 years straight. I'm boring.
Yeah.
It's all about all my games that they're towards the top of my list. All about experiences. It's about people coming together and having epic moments and stand-up moments. And I can't believe that happened. And oh my gosh, it's so amazing. This game for me It's my favorite IP. It's my favorite book series. It's my favorite movies. It's just my favorite everything. And it's in a box, and I get to play it, which blows my mind. Every time I play this, my mind is blown by that I get to be these characters and do things that they did and experience it. And on top of that, I can change what they did. I can do things differently. Maybe I want Gimli to go to Mount Doom with Frodo and Sam and lead them on to drop the ring in or whatever. You can do whatever you want. It's got a very sandbox nature in terms of how you do things. Do you force your different races to join the war? Do you hold back and not join the war early? Or it's so good. Multi-use cards. It has dice action selection via dice. It's got bag draws that can have epic things happen.
Yeah, those are crazy.
It's amazing. And every game I've played, every single game I've played, there's never been a runaway.
We've had close
it's always been
single time.
You're like, wait, that last bag draw is going to decide a win or loss, which you would think is kind of crazy because it's like a coin flip to see at the end. But it's an epic moment. You've been building up to that moment of Frodo's about to drop that ring in, but he could just like in the spoilers, just like in the movie, he could be like, I'm not going to drop it in. I'm going to keep it, and it's just it's. I remember one time in the game, the leaders don't usually die. They can't if they're alone in an area. The armies come through and pass through, and they just kind of step off to the side. But if they're with the armies, they fight and interact. But so Rebecca went over and took over Rivendell, and it was like freaking Elrond was hiding in the bushes. I'm like, he's going to use his magic ring and do something cool. He's hiding in the bushes while there's all these orcs in Rivendell. I had Gimli go into freaking the mines of Moria and killed the Balrog, which is crazy.
That was pretty cool.
I'm like, this game, I'm going to kill that ball. I'm tired of his nonsense. I'm going to kill that Balrog. I formed an army up. It didn't accomplish anything in the game, really. I formed up an army. I went in and I killed the Balrog just to say I did it. Anyway, if you can't tell, I'm excited about this game. It is so much fun. It is a blast. Every game is amazing. I equally like playing the bad guys or the good guys.
And talk about asymmetrical.
Yeah.
I mean, your entire goals for the game are completely different. They can be because the enemy is all about domination. So you can actually win the game, almost ignore Frodo and the hunting for the ring and just go take over a bunch of cities. You take over enough of them, you win.
I've won that way before.
Yeah.
Just conquering cities.
Just conquering the cities. The good guys can kind of do the same thing in a way, but it's really hard for them. They're not built to be all military. They're just about defense, really. So, and once the troops die on the free people's sides, they don't come back. There's just hordes of the bad guy. You kill them, they go back into the pool, and you just turn them out. You just keep turning them out. So
every loss feels important.
It's painful when you lose with the good guys. But you can go do some crazy military stuff with them. And it's really interesting what you can do and how you change the flow of the game. And there's a surprising versatility on like how you bring those events about. Plus all of the cool extra stuff. I mean, we have some of the expansions, and you have
all the
Treebeard. Yeah, we do. Treebeard and
the eagles, and the spiders.
And you have these specialty, Saruman and like all these different things.
Leaders that aren't in the regular game.
What's cool about them too is there's certain conditions things that have to happen in the game before they can even come into play, which it's basically like they have to follow through with a certain amount of the storyline. So you're still following like the trek of the actual plot, and you can completely geek out on all of it. Just reading the cards.
Sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's a pretty high up on my list too, as you recall. So it's my 11? No. 9. It's my number 9. It's in my top 10. Don't even. What did you do to viticulture?
War of the Ring game. We haven't played that yet. It's probably at the top of our list when we're at a convention and we find ourselves with nothing to do. It's probably a game we're going to pull off the table and play. It just got some overhead figuring out how it plays. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to the Dune version of this.
I'm intrigued. This is my baby. The only way this could get better is if you got the 5th anniversary or whatever, that nonsensical
$10 million version of it.
Yeah, that's the only way you can improve on this. Okay, just saying. So you can play your Dune game. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. But then we're going to come back and we're going to play this
How
one.
long does this take to teach? If you're a brand new player, and I did teach this to a brand new player, it's going to take about half an hour to teach somebody.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And that's if you're focused in and you're really like, you come to class bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and you're really ready to learn, and it takes about half an hour to teach it. I can, just because I played it so much, I know what's important and what's not important to teach.
That's true. Oh, plus. Go ahead.
Because there's some situations in the game that don't happen very often, and you kind of explain how they're going to work and don't go into the nitty gritty. And like if you do a siege, there's certain rules on how a siege works. I tell them, okay, you always retreat into a fortress, and there's a siege. You have you're very defensive. You can go out and fight, but it's very disadvantaged. It's kind of a way to hole up. I don't go into the nitty gritty of when you roll a die on a 6, you get to kill a troop and blah blah blah. Because it may not even happen. There's situations in the game that might not happen, so I kind of skim over those, and then if it occurs, like, okay, this is how it's going to happen when you get there.
I can't put it.
Now, if you're an experienced player, I can teach you everything. If you played it once in the past,
remembering it.
I can teach Rebecca how to play. If we haven't played in a long time, in about 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, because it's pretty intuitive. One thing that saves this game from that, what do you call that? The shelf thing where you pass it by? Inertia. The board game Inertia is this insert. I don't remember where you got this insert, but it has the list of the armies and how it's set up on the cover of this box, and that is brilliant.
Right, otherwise you're flipping through a book.
Otherwise you're flipping through the book and trying to figure out where everybody is, and this is so cool. And it's got space. Like here we have all our little eagle dudes. We have all of our little Treebeard guy. Look, see the cuties? He's getting all angry. He's like, "How dare you mess with my pants?"
What is going on right now?
And then the spiders are like, and then anyway, you get the idea. They're really good. So we have room for all the extra stuff. This has probably the prettiest dang dice in like any of our games. I love the dice for these. They're gorgeous.
Anyway, it's my favorite game.
It's beautiful.
And it's been my favorite game for a long time.
With good reason.
And it's gonna take a heck of a game to knock this guy out. Because
do you think eventually that I'm not done yet. Do you think that your pirate game could do it?
Nope.
Yeah, there you go.
I doubt it.
Did you see that? He didn't even hesitate, y'all.
The Pirates game is amazing, but there's no attachment to the characters. There's no attachment to the story. There's no.
True.
Yeah, it's an amazing game. I love it. It's
one
of my faves.
No, it is your fave.
One of my faves.
Number one of your faves.
Number one of my favorites. The back of the box match the front.
Yo! Of course it does.
This box has been loved and beat up, and it's been retaped, and
the insert to this fills it to the brim, and it's heavy. So I mean, it's only fair.
It weighs probably 20 pounds with the insert.
No, it feels like a shot put, but it's slowly killing the box for sure. I slobber, but like we're gonna end up. This one's gonna be one of those that's like wrapped in duct tape or something.
Probably. And when Rebecca's not looking, I'll buy the anniversary edition.
Oh, I'm not looking right now. I'm not looking. Did anybody see me looking?
Anyway, that is it, folks, for my top 100. Next week, 1 week from tonight, we'll do the after party where you can ask me questions. We'll test Corlu's knowledge. So we'll do an after party. I'll explain trends, things that I noticed. We'll talk about games that we played recently that might make my top 100. I'll have a quiz for you and Rebecca. It's you versus Rebecca about my top 100.
Oh, no. Why is it always me? No.
You make a quiz.
Okay.
And we'll have an after party and have fun and go crazy. I won't be...
oh, yes, of course.
I won't be dressed up. I'll be much more casual. Hey, Nathan, you can always ask questions.
You don't have to ask.
We'll meet you at Madness Comments and you ask questions.
There you go. Ask away. Ask away.
Oh, so much fun.
Yeah.
I love it. I love doing this.
Our yearly
combined list.
That wasn't what I was going to say.
What? Oh.
Fog of Love.
Oh, our Fog of Love.
Valentine's Day.
So not next week. Maybe, I don't know, maybe soon. Maybe on weekend. Look for a live play. We got
We
Love on
two.
Lockdown, Fog of Love to play. We usually play.
Drama!
We usually play that live every year, and we'll do it. It's not the now, not the now. And 2 weeks from tonight, our combined top 100.
Oh, I'm so
of
excited.
all time.
That's gonna be so much fun.
2 weeks from tonight, combined.
Yep.
And we cried that we didn't even get close to our resolution. I think we ended up with playing 41 out of 100 of our games.
Oh, yeah, we stunk it up. Oh, what did we get? Hold up.
So next week, 1 week from tonight, after party. 2 weeks from tonight, our combined top 100. I take Rebecca's list, my list, we mush it together, and we can do our combined top 100.
Nathan wants to know what we got.
Okay, that's fine. We'll keep going.
For a second.
For you guys that are hanging out. So
Just for a second.
So we did our the top 100 is over. This is the extra. This is the bonus round.
Get extra.
So every year not including COVID, every year we go to Madness Comics, and for Valentine's Day, our tradition is, because we don't really go out and eat or anything like that because
it's insane.
It's crazy expensive and nuts and wacko. We tried that a few times, and we vowed never to go out on Valentine's Day. But what we do is we load up the family. We go to Madness, and everyone gets to buy something. Everyone gets to buy something. And I bought Beer and Bread. The new it's a 2-player EuroE game. A EuroE game for 2 players.
Is this going to be our new go-to?
I don't know. And then Rebecca got Cubitos, which we loved a long time ago. We just never got around to buying.
Yeah, we got to play at Dice Tower last year, and it was delightful. And so I'm excited.
And I also bought a playmat and dry markers for our D&D campaign that's coming up with the little one. The little one bought a squishy, annoying little squishy that makes all kinds of sounds. And a miniature. She bought a little elf wizard for her little D&D game she's going to play. Mm-hmm. And Rebecca got Cubitos, and she got a little elf cleric. So it's going to be a wizard cleric combo. Well, maybe a mercenary or two hanging out with them. And we're going to go through the D&D campaign during spring break. So we're looking forward to that. So that's what we got at Madness for our little thing.
Yep.
Rebecca wanted to show it off.
Yep.
I'm exhausted. I'm tired.
I can't imagine.
But I love sharing my favorite games. I'm very passionate about board gaming. A couple of notes. I hate doing this, but I'm going to do it. We're pushing to grow the channel just a little bit this year. So if you like our videos, please subscribe and all that stuff. We're like this close to 1,500 subscribers.
That's exciting.
We're like this close, I remember way back in the day, we got to 100 subscribers, and we completely lost our stuff. But anyway, we're trying to grow the channel. We also have, not that we're encouraging you necessarily to join because we don't necessarily need the money, but we have a membership thing. If you want a cool little duck thing next to your name, you can join a membership, which is kind of fun if you want to do that. But we're not like not wanting the money. I did like the lowest possible membership value that we can do, just because I think it's cool. Like on a little dice tower, they have little dice next to the name. I think that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
But anyway,
okay, I haven't peeked at that yet.
So anyway,
be a duck.
We're excited. We're excited about this year. I'm excited about sharing these games. It is awesome fun. Fun.
Yes.
I'm tired.
Can't imagine.
So I'm gonna go get me a beverage in the lobby.
Beer and bread.
And we'll see you next time for what are we doing again?
I don't know. Shenanigans, of course.
No.
After party. Goober.
After party in the lobby. Bye.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Click subscribe to join our wonderful viewer community.
Want to be notified when we upload a new video or go live? Click on the little bell below.